What's up, everybody? It's the 12th Man podcast once again. I am Brooks. This is Blaine. Got the Juve jersey on, the pink. Who's that? Is anybody on the back of that one?
No, there's no customization on this one. It's
very rare for you.
Yeah.
But we all got the pink. You got the pink. I got the pink. Oh, you got blue Abrazo today. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where the pink went.
I don't know if you can see this. There's still steam coming out of this. We may have to cut this, but I took a sip like right before my mouth feels like sandpaper because I took a sip. It was so hot that usually I'll just like try to like choke it down and burn my esophagus. This was so hot that I just opened my mouth so it could all come out. It was hot.
Burnt them.
This is a testament to these Abrazo mugs. You know, people keeps it hot for
all day.
All right. So what do we got on the board today?
All right, yeah, so basically, first things first, I think, let's just get straight into it. No two ways around it. Shockwaves, but not really, sent throughout Europe. Man U let the old man go. Their legendary off-the-bench striker, baby-faced assassin, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was released of his duties after Watford gave Man U a thrashing. I'm pretty sure it was at home. Was it at home? I honestly can't remember if it was home or if they were at Vicarage Road or however you say it. Anyway,
I thought it wasn't at home, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
they were in the red, right?
It don't matter where it was. It shouldn't have happened. it shouldn't have happened like that.
So funny.
So I mean, basically, what are your thoughts on that? Like, did they let him go too soon? Should they have given him more time? Like, I'm kind of torn. Like, I feel like they definitely should have, let him go. But part of me is like, you knew this was going to happen a long time ago. Antonio Conte's now gone to Spurs.
Yeah.
The guy that you've been in love with for the longest time went to PSG and signed a new deal over the summer, the same time that you gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a new deal. Why'd you give him a new deal? No one that you want to attract is going to come to you in the middle of the season knowing that it's just an interim job. No one worth having is going to come there. Zinedine Zidane doesn't want to come there. Part of me is like, yeah, you should have fired him, but at this point, you should have just kept him until the end of the season. Because the guy that you put in charge to take over is still a part of the problem because he was on the coaching staff. So you think he's going to step up and do a better job? He was the guy. I don't know if you watched a lot of Man U games, but if you watch the games, he's sitting next to Michael Carrick, and you can always see him. Like, yo, bro, what are we going to do? You see his face. And I don't hate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at all. He's a nice guy, but he's clueless. He's like, yo, what's next? What are we going to do? Who are we going to call it? And he's basically calling the shots. So effectively, maybe you should have fired Michael Carrick. And got him or the whole staff, but they kept the back staff on, or the team, or the coaching staff. They just let the manager go. Absurd.
Yeah,
makes zero sense.
So I'm with you. I mean, I thought it was super weird. I'm just not in for these mid-season firings. I mean, it happened to Dean Smith. He just got a new job. I don't think Dean Smith's a terrible manager.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that Steven Gerrard is in the Prem again, but I think it was really, I don't know, Grace was like, man, just 5-7 bad games and they fire him, and I'm like, well, yeah and no. I mean, it's been kind of an up and down since he started. Really, it was he got him to where as they say, he steadied the ship, but then that ship got mad turbulent again pretty quickly after, and it stayed pretty turbulent for a long time. I feel like if Ronaldo wasn't there, he'd have lost his job the first month or two of the season, which probably would have been better in the long run because there were more options out there.
Yeah.
It's not nearly halfway through the season, approaching the winter, the most demanding time of the season.
Yeah.
And then a winter transfer window, and then they're in Champions League. It seemed like an odd time. I know that the results weren't great. That thrashing at Watford was just I guess the icing on the cake, but it to me is just weird when it's this far through into the season. And obviously, I mean, it just happened again, like we said, at Aston Villa, so it's not the most odd thing, but I find it weird. I mean, I do think he should have gone. Obviously, you know, that's a pretty good team you have. And it's just not, the results aren't showing. So
Yeah.
probably the right decision, just the bad timing.
Yeah, agreed. Right decision, bad timing. I will say that sometimes I do see why firing like halfway through the season is appropriate. Like, I can't act like I live in a glass house. Like, Chelsea let Lampard go, went out and got T squared, and we haven't looked back since. But I feel like the difference there is they had an identified target, like a top tier manager that they knew could come out and replace him. Whereas like, Man U don't have a plan. They're like, okay, he's gone. Now what are we gonna do? Like,
it's just bad ownership, management, whatever. It's
terrible, terrible, dude. I feel like we talk about the Glazers and Ed Woodward and how terrible they are, and like how much they don't know how to run a football club. And I mean, them just firing the coach without a backup plan in the middle of the season. Yeah, that speaks volumes. And I guess I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on the coach that much. Like you said, he steadied the ship. He got results. They were runners-up of the Premier League last season. Like, it's not like Man U has been... Like, if we're being fair, they haven't been horrible. They haven't been the Man U that, Sir Alex Ferguson, led to, like, back-to-back-to-back titles. But, like, they just haven't been as good. Like, they weren't as good as Liverpool the year they won, but I think they were am I wrong? Were they runners-up? Like, I feel like they've gotten runner-up at least 2 times out of the last 4 seasons, which... I might be wrong, but I think I'm not.
I mean, at the very least, they've been in the running, right?
They've been in the running, so it's like, like with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like they're not going to finish outside of top 6. Just let them stay, or find a new manager before you do it. But like, this is
That's
arguably
the thing.
Yeah, it's like when Spurs let Mourinho go, and then they brought in the kid, and it's like, you just like. Granted, you aren't where you want to be. This person that you brought in to place him is going to take you further away from that target. So you may as well let them stay. You've already paid them. So, I don't know.
Because now you had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then you have Carrick, who's interim, and then they're going to have potentially a third manager in the next. I don't know. That's just like a lot to deal with. It's hard because we're in this era where, I mean, if you don't have good results after a few weeks in a row, then like you're gone. And obviously Chelsea does this and they've won Champions League off of it. But it's just kind of a difficult thing to see someone have a couple weeks of struggle. I mean, everyone works, like essentially that's a job. You have rough weeks.
Yeah.
And even after that Watford game, Bruno Fernandes went over to the supporters and was like, look, he's like, this is us.
Shut up.
He was like, this is not the coach.
Of course.
Hey, you like every Portuguese. You can't just... you don't like Bruno?
No. I hate Bruno Fernandes.
But what he was saying was it's us. I mean, it is. And like those performances are terrible. I mean, Jadon Sancho finally got a goal today, but this dude, they paid that much money for him. And I've been seeing him play like, why? Like, is it coaching? I mean, I just feel like if you're on the field... and you're getting the ball and you're getting dispossessed and you don't know what I don't know. I feel like sometimes that's quite a bit on you. Like, what is coaching is that your boy Jesse Lingard doesn't get in.
Well, and that's so...
That's odd.
Yeah, well, I think I can say something to that. So one, I'm rolling my eyes at Bruno Fernandes because yes, it is mostly your fault in my opinion because your squad is more than capable. But don't come over and tell the fans, don't blame him, blame us. Play better. Like, don't let your man get sacked and then say it's my fault, Like, it's like, oh, like now you want to step up and take accountability? Like, why didn't you take accountability, at the 55th minute and track back? I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk about how much I dislike, Bruno, but...
Every Portuguese except for him?
Nah, dude, the rest of the I like Ruben Diaz.
That's what I'm saying. You like them all.
I like them all.
But just not Bruno.
Exactly. I like all the Portuguese except for Bruno Fernandes because I don't know. I don't know why I don't like him, to be honest. He's a good player, but he didn't play well against Watford, and today was a completely different proposition in the Champions League, but we're not talking about that. But back to what I was going to say, though, is like, I feel like like being at Man U, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is under so much pressure to where it's like, I can't play Jesse Lingard because we just spent 80 million on Jadon Sancho. But on the opposite foot, it's like I can't play Donny Van de Beek or however you say his name because of Scott McTominay.
Well, that makes no sense. But they both played today at the same time.
Yeah, well, he's
Van de Beek
gone.
came
though.
off for Bruno.
But he's gone too.
Yeah.
And then
I don't rate McTominay, but somehow he's
I don't
a
see
starter
it.
for Man U.
I don't see it. No one sees it. I swear, nobody sees it. No one sees it. And he wants to get tough
and also
with
like
Neymar in the Champions
Pogba had
League.
been hurt. Yeah, stupid. But Pogba had been hurt too. I mean, it's just I don't know. There was a lot to handle, and maybe he wasn't equipped for it. But there wasn't. I mean, there was quite a bit going against him. But
It also
I don't
doesn't
know, at the end
help
of the day-
that Harry Maguire, bonehead, is. What are you doing getting red cards against Watford?
yeah, I mean, again, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I'm just. What I will say is, I'm with you. Like, whether or not it was the right decision, what is obviously not up to us, nor is the timing. I just feel like, yeah, if you are gonna do it right now, have a backup plan. Like, have someone that you. It was just so weird because they called that meeting like immediately after they lost, and then they were like, "We're gonna talk about what to do next."
Yeah.
And it was basically like, should we or should we not fire him? Nor it seemed like it was never a who's gonna take his place if we do fire him. It was just like, do we or do we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Okay, great. No backup plan now.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, rumor has it that PSG manager has been interested.
Maurizio.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, we won't speculate. We won't speculate on whether or not he'll take the job. We know he wants to manage Man U. He's made that much clear.
I say let him go, because then you take in Zizou and you let Zizou take PSG to the Champions League final.
Okay,
That's what I say. Let him go. See you, Poch.
That's why you're my boy. Yo, that's the answer. That's the only answer. Bitmish. Good riddance. Get out of town, man. I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm with you on that. Like, let him go. You know?
Let him go.
Let him go. Money ain't a thing. Let Pochettino go to Man U. Bring in Zizou. We good.
Yeah. Because even if Push said that he's like, I'm open to it, that means that he's probably willing to break his contract or take some sort of settlement to get out of that contract. And if I was PSG, I would be like, you want to walk? Okay. We have the money to not care if you walk, and we'll get Zizou in here.
Well, and the implications, so here's my thing, dude. I'm a kooky person. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about it, I'm fantasizing.
We gotta put on our foil hats.
I'll put one in post. Zizou comes in, all of a sudden, your boy stays.
Mbappe wants to be with the legend.
Yo, and then and this is just me thinking out loud. He brings in two other Algerians. He brings in none other than Karim Benzema. Bring Karim Benzema in here for one season too. Bring him in. This is just me thinking. Benzema comes to PSG. Pogba comes to PSG. Riyad Mahrez comes to PSG. They get even more stacked. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's just me thinking. Like, they stay, let some of the other guys go, or just create more depth. That's just me thinking out loud, though.
Yeah, I mean,
France win the World Cup in Qatar.
Which we aren't going to go to because we're against that. We'll talk about that soon. But I don't know that I would necessarily... I mean, Pogba's been pretty good this year till he got hurt, but he hasn't been great at Man U, and I don't know who I would... Who would you replace with Pogba? Like, who's going to... Even Benzema right now. I mean, you got Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, Icardi. Where is Benzema fit?
I'm getting rid of Icardi. Icardi's gone. That's what.
And then what about Mahrez? Who's he gonna go in for? He's not going in for
just depth. Neymar's always injured.
Oh, okay, just a bench.
Just depth. Yeah, Neymar gets injured. Di Maria's up there in numbers. Just another solid winger that can play on either side. That's devastating. And as far as Pogba, so who does he go in for? Gini Wijnaldum isn't doing great.
Yeah, that's true. He is starting to finally come to, as is Messi, but yeah, you're right, and that might be the coach's fault, which
Hey,
still to this day we don't know if they've ever practiced a full 11v11 with that squad, but
yeah, and if they
you're right.
and if they can figure it out, like if things happen and they can figure it out without him. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
if Zinedine Zidane became the coach, I'm saying, like, doors that were never open
no, totally.
automatically come flying open, and guys that
Yeah.
wanted out all of a sudden have an extremely compelling reason to stay in Paris.
Yeah,
And
totally.
Ligue
I
is
hope that
strong.
that's what happens. That would be amazing. That's like our prediction, obviously. Hopefully it happens. I would love to see that. I do think that right now, out of any manager or coach in the world, I think that he's the best equipped one to get PSG a Champions League title. Way more than their current Pochettino. I hate to say this about him, but like, I just don't think he's the one.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't look like it. He's not showing the signs of, I mean, for crying out loud, he couldn't win the league with PSG.
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't look like even like the past couple of years PSG teams that we've seen. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. I hate to say anything bad about a compatriot, but
Yeah.
I just don't think he's the man for it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye on it. Certainly interesting, and we can only hope for the best. But
We staying in France?
Yeah, let's stay in France and talk about another marquee game over the weekend. Olympique Lyon versus Olympique Marseille. Am I pronouncing that properly?
I mean,
Olympique.
as well as any American, yeah.
Olympique. Anyway, 2 seconds after the game starts, Lyon fans fired up, ready to go. Corner kick, Dimitri Payet gets smashed in the head with a water bottle from the stands. The game ends up getting abandoned. What in the world? Like, what's going on?
This is like, we keep seeing stuff like this, specifically in France, right? And
Yeah.
it's like when you used to watch the old Man U fans, like in the like, I guess like the punk age, I guess, with the
70s?
steel toes on, like, yeah, starting fights, just like to
The
start
hooligans.
fights.
Yeah.
The hooligans, yeah.
Burning stands down, people dying at football matches, players getting assaulted.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That was like a direct hit too. The dude was laid out on the floor. It was not good.
So I guess the question is, this is at least the second incident that Payet's been involved in this season. I mean, we see it in other places, like people throw bananas, people throw coins, water bottles, pitch invaders, attacking players. What needs to happen in your opinion for this to stop? And when it happens, what punishment would be enough to get a fan base to stop doing that?
Yeah, I mean, this one's a tough question, a difficult question, just because it's so many different almost unrelated variables. Like, there's a way bigger difference from people throwing something from the stands and injuring people than a pitch invader that's wanting a selfie with Ronaldo or Messi's jersey, or
Well, I'm talking pitch invade. Okay, not infamous pitch invaders that just want the selfies and it's they let them come on. I'm talking about Jack Grealish in the championship 2 seasons ago when the fan came on and swung on him. Or the guy. I think the guy from Nice, the Nice fan. I think he was trying to attack Dimitri Payet. So I'm not talking about silly stuff.
Okay, yeah, that is something that obviously, especially pitch invaders, you should be able to stop. You've seen how many security guards are at on the pitch and not looking at the game. They're just staring at the crowd to make sure that nothing happens.
Straight up. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's. I get that they have a tough job and there's probably a lot to watch, but that's maybe they need more of that. But the question that you're asking is what do you do with those people? I say you you obviously ban them, but then you fine or take points away from whatever club it is they support.
Okay, but see here. Okay, so here's my thing. I think that could work, but for me, I feel the majority of the times that like the crazy stuff happens, well, I guess with Lyon's a credible club, but I usually feel like it's smaller clubs whose fans do that because they feel like they have less to lose. They're like, oh yeah, you want to dock us some points? Like, we're only trying to stay
it's never worked because they do get docked points and this still happens.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, well, and the other thing, so I think it's a really tough thing because it's like if you docked them, like let's say just 10 points off the bat. Okay, you're docked 10 points. Now you're like down to like -4. But at the same time, like, how would you stop an imposter? Like, say I'm like, I go to an Arsenal game. Arsenal's ready to win the title. So I'm like, you know what? I'm putting on my best Arsenal kit and I'm running out there and I'm tackling Harry Maguire. Just for the heck of it.
I say if you tackle Harry Maguire, then you should probably be knighted.
Yeah, you know what? That's a bad example. I go out there and I tackle, like, let's say someone, N'Golo Kante, someone everyone loves.
Oh, man. Prison.
Yeah, that's true, too. That's more of a personal, yeah, you should. I guess. I mean.
It's tough because I don't know. I don't know that you can, aside from maybe just putting more security out there, like to make sure it doesn't happen. Like, I don't know what you do when that happens because I think you're right. Like a lot of times it's a pretty selfish act, right? To throw something, to invade the pitch. So they're obviously not going to care if their team gets docked 20, 30, relegated immediately. You know, I don't think that any of that really will do anything because they're just not worried about anyone but themselves. So I mean, it has to be, yeah, I mean, it's not like, in the eyes of the law, like, a huge crime. I don't know what would happen if you just randomly assault someone on the street and there's a cop there to, like, do something about it. Like, I don't know what would happen in real life if that were to happen, but maybe it's along the same lines. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Well, because I'm not, like, one for, like, incarceration. Like, I definitely don't think someone deserves to serve prison time for
no way
throwing
for like a heated, passionate, emotional, like this is because soccer is modern day war. I will say, you're supporting your colors, your land, like your side of the river. You know, it's still a very heated, passionate, like somewhat of a battle. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna solve anything. Plus, we know that doesn't solve anything. Yeah,
like exactly. Yeah, so like so people don't mistake us for advocating for jail time for like minor offenses.
No.
But like the way I look at it is like, okay, if the game gets abandoned, like that's ad revenue for the club. Like that's like the game's like people, like a lot of people, like imagine you don't come from means. It's Olympique Marseille versus Lyon. I saved up like 6 months to come to this game only for it to be postponed 2 hours and then eventually abandoned. And it's like, okay, I traveled here from, the other side of the country to see this game and got a hotel and now it's not going to happen. It's like, think of all the people that you've accosted. So I feel like honestly, like some sort of monetary, like ban for life and some sort of monetary, like, I feel like you got to hit people in the pockets. That's where it counts. But then again, it's like none of these people are probably, like, a millionaire is not invading the pitch to, like, give people.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the fix either.
Well, I don't know what the fix is, Brooks, but
I don't know that there is one, but it does suck because the point that you bring up is the biggest problem that I have with it. Like, 7 or 11, Grace and I were at the game and, like, there was a dad and his son there, and like a mom and dad and their 2 kids at the game. So I don't know, maybe they have season tickets, but probably more likely as they're taking selfies during the game, like they're really excited to be there. Maybe this is their first game, and maybe to your point, like they did have to save up a bunch of money, and like, if that were to happen to some like first timer, like it's just a terrible thing, and you don't want that because this is a game that, Arsene Wenger said that he wanted people. People have tough days. They have rough days at work. Life is hard. We want to be the team that can like make people put a smile on their face and like forget their troubles. So you're totally going against what like I believe professional sport, specifically soccer, is trying to do. So I don't know what you do to I also don't think the answer is doing it to one person. Because then it's like the next person will do it. that's in a different league or even the same league. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know that one thing. It's just that I don't think a resolution, none of these resolutions will fix the problem. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That person might not do it again. If you give them a lifetime ban, sure, but what's going to stop the next person from doing it?
There's always another guy looking for what the kids call clout, or they're just passionate. It's one or the other. Either they're looking for clout or they're just passionate, or they're
just passionate. They're not taking a swing. They're not trying to slide tackle. They're just literally you have tears in their eyes as they ask Ronaldo for his jersey.
Oh well, okay. I misunderstood you. Those guys, I have no problem with. I was at a game. I was at Real Madrid came to the Rose Bowl or no, somewhere in I think it was Berkeley. They went to Berkeley. You know how they do those summer tournaments in America, and it was Real Madrid.
You went all the way up there.
Yeah. Went out to see Real Madrid. I think it was Real Madrid versus Roma. I can't remember. Anyway, it was 5-6 years ago. Some 12-year-old kid, his dad, I watched his dad put him over the ad boards, and he runs onto the field to get Gareth Bale to sign a shirt.
Dang.
Security tries to run up on him. Bale's it's cool.
Yeah, I love that.
And I have zero problem. You wait until the game's over, you run up on the field, you get the selfie, you get the signature, security escorts you down the tunnel, you go back around front, your parents pick you up. Maybe they hit you with a 1-game ban, but it's that's not really hurting anybody.
I agree. Yeah, I hope that I didn't come off as maybe there was misunderstanding. I liked it. I mean, obviously that shouldn't always be happening every game with every fan, but I love that. I love when Ronaldo is telling the stewards to stay away.
Yeah,
and
let him
Yeah, I mean that's obviously way different, and I love that part of the game because I love to see that human side of the players.
Yeah,
that's why I like it so much. I love to see when those kids' days are made, but I also love to see the human side of one of the biggest superstars in the world. So yeah, it's really cool.
Or even it's like in big games where a player will score, he'll run over to the fans. And some of the fans will run down and crash out of the stands onto the field, and they're all celebrating. I'm yo, that's lovely.
So good.
That's lovely.
It's so good.
That's there was no crime committed there. It was all love.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, people could look at that as a double standard, but I think intent matters.
I don't know.
I think the intention matters.
Does matter. Yeah,
it's
right.
if you're a part of the solution, you're celebrating with the team, you're celebrating a player. Obviously, it still shouldn't happen, but it's you shouldn't be punished the same way a person that throws, a cup of coffee at a player is, or the same as a player that or a fan that tries to attack a player because his team just got relegated because of, the goal they scored. So I don't know.
I mean, it's very similar when you see the players driving out of the training grounds and fans are just literally sitting there to catch a glimpse of a player in his car. Wild. And that's just the passion that I wouldn't be there sitting. Maybe when I was younger I would have, but it is cool to see it, and it is cool to see Aubameyang can't get out of the parking lot, but he films it and loves it. And Messi can't move an inch in an hour, but he's
yeah. It's terrifying. They always look terrified in those videos.
And it probably is way more terrifying than a pitch invader. Because you're alone.
Yeah.
You've got what seems to be hundreds of screaming fans. It may only be 10, just depending on the camera angle. But you're alone in your private area, your own car.
Yeah.
And people are pounding on your window just for you to say hi.
Yeah.
Probably they're harmless, but that would be a little bit more terrifying than being in a crowd of thousands of people with stewards there, security there, ready to usher anyone away who, comes up on you. But
which, at that point, I feel I'm willing to draw a line to say, on the field, I wouldn't be bothered. But if I was a pro, after I leave the stadium, I would want to be treated the same as any other private citizen. Don't.
Yeah, but it's just you're not a private citizen.
But I would like to be treated as one.
Yeah.
I don't if I'm on the field, run up on me. If you see me at the mall, run up on me. You see me at dinner, but if you just see me walking or trying to leave the like Eduardo Mendy, he walks from Stamford Bridge to his apartment in London. People follow him home the whole way. That seems a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
Versus
I mean,
being
same thing
at-
with Justin Bieber. He used to live
Yeah.
down the street from us in Brooklyn. The girls just hang out at his apartment, and I mean, and he said, I don't know if you saw the video. He was like,
I
"Listen, this
know
is
what
like
you're
my
saying.
home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I agree with him. I don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
But like if you see me at dinner, fine. Like I chose to come to this restaurant. I feel like that's like less invasive than like
Your house?
yeah, but I mean, what do I know? I'm not a celebrity. It's just my take. It's your take.
Yeah.
you know?
No, I mean, I am with you, but I'm just saying that like, it's hard when you're not, or I mean, in this metaphorically speaking, when you are a celebrity.
Yeah.
People, I don't know. I mean, I would be this. I wouldn't want to be stalked at home and have pictures taken in my house window through my house windows, and
Paparazzi.
people jumping on my car. Like that would get old pretty quick. But I mean, this is not saying that it's okay, but it kind of does just come with the territory a little bit. I think.
All right.
Which it shouldn't, but it does.
All right. Let me ask you a question before you wrap up. Then be honest
Yeah.
with me. All right. Say you're out in Paris. You know, this spring. Say it's March. You're out in Paris.
Nice.
You at the bread
I like
store.
this.
You at the bread store.
Got the baguette under my left arm.
You walking out, coming into the store. You see Messi and little Thiago coming into the bread store. What are you gonna do?
I would just say in Spanish, "Hi, you are wonderful. Let me get the door for you."
That's it. Okay. You wouldn't press him for a
I
picture?
did I tell you about the time I saw Patrick Vieira twice?
No,
in
I
New
know.
York?
Yeah, you told me in New York. Yeah.
And I can't. I just can't. I'm not the person that's like. I literally he walked past me, looking at me, smiling, and I'm like, "You're a legend." That's it. Like I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. Like to your point, I don't want to be the one that's like, "Yo, like let me get a selfie. Let me talk to you. Give me, No, I'm not like that. I would just appreciate the moment. Like, this is amazing. Let me just like take a mental note picture, write it in my journal, whatever. Like that I saw Messi and Thiago coming into the bakery, and then I would tell my friends I go to the same bakery as Messi.
Yo, if everyone
would you
like
do?
you, I'm not gonna lie to you. Do the bang, como está? Yo, let's take a picture. What
No
you got?
way.
It's on me. What you want? It's on me. Yo, go back in the cashier. Yo, whatever he gets, just let him go. I'm taking care of it. You get a picture of us though. Like I'm not.
You
like,
would.
I mean, yeah, I feel like if I'm being honest, like I wish I could be the person that would also like I've seen other celebrities and I'm just like, yo, what's up? Like local players, Utah Jazz players, RSL players. I guess when I'm just like, yo, what's up? Like blah blah blah. When we worked at the Apple store, like I saw a ton of like local celebrities like that. Like I don't care about you guys, but if I saw Messi, you know what I'm saying? If I saw Ronaldo, I'd probably run him down. Like he's on the other side of the street, I'm running him down.
Really? I'm like this. I'm waiting. I'm like walking the other way doing this. If I'm with you.
All right. If I see Kylian Mbappe, if I saw Neymar, I'm running them down.
I also feel like seeing Kylian, I would still not, but I feel like seeing Kylian Mbappe or Neymar would be a little different than seeing Messi.
They want that. They want it. They want you.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got like a different energy level for that.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of more lively and fun and want to be out and about. And Messi's like, I'm with my kids and son, like family all the time. I don't really dig this,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm Argentine, big fan. That's it. Thank you for all you do for the country. That's it. Like, let him go.
All right. Perfect. Well, Brooks, not sure about you, but that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a good discussion. I think it's clear that no one really has the answers on what to do when it comes to like violent conduct between fans and players, but we hate it.
Yeah.
And
Hate it. Violence is never okay.
Yeah, it's not, and I mean, all your like, there's no when there's violence, there's no winners. You lose, they lose.
Fans lose. Everyone.
Yeah,
loses.
there's absolutely zero winners. There's no winners in when there's violence. So.
Wait, quick shout out to my niece Kezi. She just finished her soccer season. She got a trophy. She scored like the last game of the season, you know. So Kezi doing her thing out there.
Congratulations.
Making us proud.
Okay, there you go. This one's for you then.
There you go.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It's the 12th Man Podcast. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.